Sit.
Coming up.
So now you are being questioned as to the life that you're living now, the things that you're doing now. Is this really who you want to be? Is this really who you are here to be? We need to stop dreaming. We need to be more responsible and do the things that need to be done and ending the cycles, but then more emotionally, because I think the past few readings have been touching more on, because the lovers cards have popped up a couple of times, many times in the readings, and we are reminded to move in love. But I've also been saying we need to always give love a chance. So in our learning how to love, be it in our family relationships, because that's where we learn the most. The journey of love, that's our school of love, our families, our up.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Aunty.MaGoGo. I'm greeting you wherever you are in the world. And we are back with another reading video, slicker than your average, anti-doper than your sickest Magogo. Ruled by the kings in my veins, celebrated by the queens in my bones. This is your spiritual life coach, Aunty.MaGoGo, and we are doing a reading. Thank you for subscribing for my subscribers, to my subscribers rather. Thank you for subscribing. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new and still not subscribed, that's still okay, because not everyone is a committer. We accept everyone. Come as you are. Welcome forth. I do personal readings. My details should be in the description box for personal readings. And also I do have an ongoing moon course that started this month. And if you are keen to do the course with me, you are more than welcome to. And you can get to understand how the moon works, how it relates to us. But besides the information that you can find online, if you do your own research, you can gain a lot of spiritual coaching and alignment guidelines from me. So it's a very personal course, yet it allows you to experience it for your own individual journey. So it's been quite interesting. Just hold on. I need to get something for my lips. They're feeling kind of dry. I'll be back. And we are back. I also had to change my head wrap. Clearly my head wrapping days are over. My head wrapping days are done. I'm not that girl anymore. For years I used to wrap my head, but I have ascended and I'm way past that phase. Because even now when I wrap my head, even when I feel like it, my head is like, no, we are not doing that. Girl, free us. Okay, let's do a reading. I don't want this to be long. I say that a lot and it ends up being an hour. But this time, I mean it. I don't want this to be a long one. Okay. So, this is a new moon reading for Cancer. Cancer new moon, June 25th, 2025. Candle is burning so beautifully, isn't she? I think we can place it here for now. So June 25th is Cancer new moon. And our last moon reading was for Sagittarius full moon. Before that, it was Gemini new moon. So I needed to be aware that with moon placements, right? We should understand that everything is following in order. Everything is following in order. So there's a story and there's lessons that are carrying on and are following through as the months go by. So from new moon to full moon, there's a specific lesson that we are there to be harnessing through the energies of whatever sign the moon is under, from new moon to whatever sign is going to complete in. So with new moon, we all know that it is anew. We are starting anew. We're starting afresh. We're attracting new things. The new moon is best for manifesting, right? The new moon is best for manifesting. However, we are past manifesting material things. We are in a time where we need to focus on more relevant things that will bring us the best results. Think about it this way. If my mind, my emotions, my spirit are intact, meaning I've dedicated the needed time to each aspect of me, then anything that comes out of it will be coming to last for longer. It's kind of sad to attract things that don't last. So that's the path that I'm on personally, and those are the lessons that I'm trying to bring forth from however I am taught through my own mistakes, through my own journey. As I always say, I can only teach or advise on what I've been through. I'm not here talking about things that I don't know, because that's a waste of my time and a waste of your data and time too. So we are here for, I am here for and with those who are doing the work already, as I already said. So congratulations on choosing yourself by dedicating the time and consciousness to trying to align and understand who you are by using nature. The worst thing we can do is try to always understand ourselves through other human beings. We are not here for that. God did not create us to depend on human beings. That's why there's religion and those archetypes. They started as humans just so it can be relatable, but then in the end they are sanctified just to take us out of that danger of relying too much on human form, because human form is imperfect and it comes with its dark side too. So in your journey of seeking self, yes, it's okay to seek mentorship, guidance, even coaching from someone like me who's a spiritual coach. However, for those who have worked with me, they will know that I don't want you depending on me 24/7. That is not what I'm here for. I like my own space. So I don't want to have people who are constantly following me in needing advice in every small thing in their lives. You do need autonomy in this life so that you can learn your mistakes and you can apply the lessons yourself. Without further ado, so if you're new here, you should know that I do use tarot and I use the Bible. And I also use French French cards, which are poker cards, right? They originate from France. But that's a story for another day. So let's just get into the reading. Everything positive, nothing negative. The Lord Almighty is determined to do this. He has stretched out his arm to punish, and no one can stop him. This is the book of Isaiah. So it's Isaiah chapter 14. Let me just jot this down. Isaiah 14, verse 27. Straightforward. The Lord Almighty is determined to do this. He has stretched out his arm to punish, and no one can stop him. The consequences of our actions. The consequences of our actions, the consequences of our choices. And I just spoke about having and needing to learn from our mistakes, right? The book of Isaiah, the main topic is about trust in God for purpose, sacrifice, and prayer. Remember, if you did check out the last reading video, which was Sagittarius full moon, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and the theme of that reading was chasing our dreams. The reading ended with me just highlighting or basing it off the sacrifices that we need to make in living our truest dreams. You know, it's easy for people to just look at you and say, oh, you are living the dream, but they don't know the sacrifices that you have to take every day. Or we can look at other people and say, I want to be that, but we really try to consider maybe the hardship that they face to reach that point. And also maybe the other reality is maybe that's not what they ideally wanted to be in the beginning, and their life purpose or their karmic journey ended there for them. And you can't deny your karmic journey. It chases you, whether you are aware of it or not. It chases you, and it's okay in this human form to be influenced by egotistic things that make us want things. However, your true self will chase you. So Isaiah talks about purpose, trust in God for purpose, sacrifice, and prayer. The Lord Almighty is determined to do this. He has stretched out his arm to punish, and no one can stop him. And it reads it is titled, God will destroy the Assyrians. Okay, so let's just base it just for the reading. The Lord Almighty is determined to do this. He has stretched out his arm to punish, and no one can stop him. Okay, so now the moon will be in Cancer, right? Cancer is ruled by Cancer is ruled by the moon. It is ruled by the moon, and the moon represents our emotions, our inner beings, our inner selves. And then the Cancer is very nurturing, very family based, mothering energy. So it also makes sense that is ruled by the moon, because the moon represents the feminine, right? The moon represents the feminine energy, while the sun represents the masculine energy. And also, by the way, here in the southern hemisphere, today, the 21st, because today is the 21st of June, is our winter solstice. And then in the northern hemisphere is the summer solstice. And that is just so perfect, and it's just so beautiful because we are entering, I think we are, or are we still not in Cancer yet? Maybe we might still be in Gemini. Well, we are entering Cancer, Cancer sign, Cancer season, and it's beautiful that the moon ruling and the sun are actually kind of conjunct right now, and they're working together universally. So above us, the moon and Cancer and the solstice, we are being forced to focus on, as I said 2 readings ago, or I did mention before, and I've been mentioning that we are being forced to look at our closest relationships, the relationships that we've had the longest. And the relationships that we've had the longest are in most cases family. So our family orientation, building and nurturing those relationships, our long-standing friendships, building, nurturing, repairing those as well. So, and also Saturn is also sitting very close. Saturn is also just very constant this year. It has been. So it's Saturn and Neptune. And Saturn deals with cycles, deals with responsibility. And then Neptune is more intuition and dreams and healing. Yes. Neptune is more dreams, healing, and intuition. And then Saturn, as I also mentioned before, it deals with cycles, like you being aware of the cycles in your life. So now, because in our last new moon, we were in an air sign, which was Gemini, and now we are in a water sign. And I did mention in our full moon reading that we are moving from a fire sign, and now we're going to be forced to now deal with our emotions, right? And our emotions are going to end in us just grounding, because the next full moon will be in Capricorn. Right now, with Saturn, Neptune, and all these planets alignments happening, yes, we are being forced to look at the relationships that matter, but also because there's that dreamy aspect that comes with Neptune's, because you can be driven by fantasy. It's easy to fantasize, but then Saturn forces you to, hey, come back, focus on what you need to focus on. And as much as we are chasing our true selves, we have to be realistic in how we're going about it. So now you are being questioned as to the life that you're living now, the things that you're doing now. Is this really who you want to be? Is this really who you are here to be? We need to stop dreaming. We need to be more responsible and do the things that need to be done and ending the cycles, but then more emotionally, because I think the past few readings have been touching more on, because the Lovers cards have popped up a couple of times, many times in the readings, and we are reminded to move in love. But I've also been saying we need to always give love a chance. So in our learning how to love, be it in our family relationships, because that's where we learn the most. The journey of love, that's our school of love, our families, our upbringings. So now with that, those cycles and the things that we've learned, and also as adults, which I'm presuming, I'm talking to adults here because my content is for adults, in past relationships, especially romantic relationships, looking at the cycles and how you've gone about it and how they've gone about, you need to now sit down and look at, okay, we are not giving up on love, but then these cycles, what do I need to do to end them in a responsible way, where now we have to be forced to be responsible, but at the same time, we are taught to be patient with ourselves. I'll be back. Because the reality and truth of it is, we can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. So, candle, what's happening? The candle's just going back wild, but it's calm now. We can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. We can't keep entertaining the same type of woman or the same type of man and then expect different results. So how are you going about in changing things? So personally, one thing that I've seen is as soon as I started working on myself and really being honest with myself, like, Mama, but here why are you doing that? It's easier to pick up on certain characteristics in people, especially if you've gone through that cycle, especially if you've made the decision that no, I'm not gonna entertain that anymore. It's easy to cut shit off quickly. Like I said in the last reading, we are in a phase where some people can see that you've changed and they can easily see you as being an asshole or a bitch about situations, but that's just you ending an old cycle and starting a new one. So in us starting the new cycles and still believing in love, we need to be patient with ourselves and not over fantasize, and still be realistic in being open still to new ways of experiencing romantic love. So let me just touch on the main themes of the Cancer new moon. Yes, nurturing, emotional clarity, and deep transformation. Yes, emotional clarity and deep transformation. That is what also this Cancer moon is bringing us. And also time travel. I'm still talking about that because yes, the planet sittings also encourages a lot of movement, also because of Jupiter encourages travel, expansion, spreading yourself across, and also as per the Bible reading, in the Lord Almighty is determined to do this. He has stretched out his arm to punish, and no one can stop him. Change that comes with movement. Movement comes from doing one thing, so it's action reaction too. So the emotional things, our heartstrings are going to be pulled at, but then you need to be realistic. You need to be realistic. You can't be, oh, how I wish to have a woman, how I wish to find a lover, and then you're doing nothing about it. Like really, you're really doing nothing about it. Just waiting for the same people to maybe remember you, or just sitting in that corner at the party and hoping that someone notices you. I mean, if you're not going to move, nothing is going to change. If you're not going to act, there won't be a reaction. And we need to stop fearing rejection. Because as soon as you try to go this way and it says no, oh, it's like, oh, okay, so I can't go this way. Okay, let me try this way. There will be a way open for you. You can be thinking the only ways open for you are this way, and this way. Whereas you haven't turned around to check the other three ways that are waiting, or the other three pathways that are open for you. Let's get into the reading. Now, because we are in Cancer, yes, Cancer, nurturing, family orientated, and all of that. But the other character traits of Cancer are moody, very controlling. A nice way to describe a Cancer is umufa lift and then over to driver goloi. That's one toxic trait of Cancer. Being controlling, being vengeful. So it's that feminine energy. Like, imagine, as much as women are very nurturing, they bring life and all of that. Have you heard of a woman scorned? That is Cancer. And a typical woman who is not independent in herself. So think about it this way. There are many different types of women out here. A woman who goes around just saying, I want a family, because cancer is that. It's like a perfect picket fence, a home, kids, man, wife. In most cases, that is very traditional. That's a traditional woman. In most cases, it wouldn't be a woman who's open to maybe polygamy or polyandry. They're not open to sharing. So they'll be very possessive about what is theirs. So we need to look at those type of traits that we bring into our relationships, but more than anything, the relationships that we are building in helping us reach our true purpose and our true selves. Today I'm using my favorite deck, my Frida Kahlo deck. I love her. I'm a big fan of hers and her work and her life story. And I apply her life story. So if you know anything about Frida Kahlo, is that she settled, and her purpose was based off of pain in settling for a man or a love that wasn't good for her at all. And she became complacent in that pain so much. And that pain was her greatest work. Most of her work is based off of the pain that she went through, besides her own health issues. But most of her pain was based. He was her muse. The pain that he caused her inspired her to create. Imagine that. Imagine my God-given talent being inspired by a pain in my life. Can never be me, hun. Can never be me. Can miss me with that shit. So also, we are letting go of things that are not working for us. We are not going to force relationships that are not there. So we are not nurturing things that are not serving us. Okay, Spirit, kindly give me 3 cards, please. That'll help us with the reading. Ooh, it's a Justice card. Justice card, that's an air element. That's Libra. 2 more cards, please. Don't give me a lot of cards, please. We are not doing that. Okay, we have 4 cards here. Okay. We have 4 cards. I don't want to do the 3 card readings anymore in these videos because they become too long. So we got the Justice card. We got the 7 of Swords. We got the King of Cups. And we have the Magician. Okay, so our French deck cards as well. I'll do that just now. So let's start with this. So our first card is the Justice card. Justice card. Okay, because it's also an air element. Your mind, like, we need to make smart decisions. We just came from Gemini season, so you have to be logical. If like what I said, you can't keep doing the same things and expecting different results. If my love career, my romantic career has been a certain pattern and cycle with certain people or certain caliber or certain type of man, for example, I should by now have learnt the lessons, right? So I need to apply the lessons. So I need to apply logic. If I'm going to apply my emotional stance. So this is what's really happening, guys. So Saturn is going to sit. Saturn, or is it Jupiter? Yes, Jupiter is going to sit in Cancer for the next 12 months. For the next 12 months. So we are being forced to expand on an emotional level, our nurturing, our relationship building. For the next 12 months, we are being forced to expand. We are being forced to dream, but at the same time, we are being grounded. We can't be fucking around. It is not a time to just explore and see what happens. It is not a time to fuck around and see what happens. So for the next year, we are being forced to ground ourselves in our emotional states, in the relationships that we are building. And because we are promoting healthy love, romantic love, because we are moving in love and not in fear anymore, we need to apply logic. So you need to apply logic while exploring your emotions. So our emotions and logic need to actually balance each other out. We need to also still look forward to the unknown and welcome it and let God, the universe, anything, whatever it is and whoever it is, your ancestors, whatever you believe in, to lead you. Because as the scripture says, the Lord Almighty is determined to do this. He has stretched out his arm to punish and no one can stop him. So our true intentions really need to matter. It's going to sit in Cancer. And also I did highlight the dangerous traits of Cancer being jealous and controlling. It is not a time for us to control. It is not a time for us to just want things for ourselves. Because, you know, it's this thing of I'm building something, and because of the vision that I have, I will do whatever it takes to get this family structure, this beautiful looking family thing that I'm building, because I'm a Cancer and we are building a beautiful family. Like we are building the perfect family portrait. And because of that, I will control my man. He needs to be this way. I will control my kids. I will control everything, like everything to the T, to the neighborhood I want to live in, the car I want to drive, the careers that. So it's all a facade. It's time to get over the facade. We are being forced to get over the facade and expand our way of seeing things in our past lessons, our karmic journeys. What have they taught us? We also need to look at the patterns from our families. We need to look at the patterns from the families we come from to where we're going and how they've influenced us, and make the changes that we need to make so that we don't fuck the future generations up. But anyways, the Justice card. She's blindfolded because of the unknown, trusting the process. Seven of Swords is still movement, like moving on steady waters. Moving on steady waters and keeping, and it's also air element, right? It's also very air element because of the sword. And the sword is more about the mind, right? So logic is very important. Mind over matter is what keeps us on steady waters, not being shaken by any and everything that comes along also. So not being attracted to and by anything that comes along, being okay with your current existence and the journey that you're in, but applying the logic of past lessons. Seven of Swords. King of Cups. This is a water sign. Cup is a water sign. King of Cups also goes back to using logic. Logic. The King of Cups does not fuck around. I think we also had King of Cups in the last reading. King of Cups makes stern decisions. He doesn't fuck around. He's authoritative and he's true to who he is because he is the King of Cups. So emotional intelligence is very important here. Yes, we are nurturing now. We are in the season of water, and we have to deal with our emotions. We have to deal with them, but then we need to apply logic to how we deal with our emotions. Don't just be swayed by any person and anything that gives you attention. By the time this moon ends, we will be sitting in Capricorn, full moon. And Capricorn is all about business, logic too. It's grounded because it's an earth element, right? It's grounded. So now the things that we are going through now, by the end of this month, by next full moon, we will be needing to plant these seeds. We will be needing to plant these seeds that we've been sussing out for the past couple of months too. And if you go back to check out all these videos, I am clearly talking about that. But then now we are rooting, and I've been talking about rooting too. Just to show you that this is not all fun and games. I'm not just making these things up. There's a story here. We are being taught a lot. The universe has a lot to teach us. It is guiding us. So we are trusting the process. But then now, our emotional seeds, we're going to end this month with our emotional seeds. But then, where have we seeked these seeds? What type of seeds are these? What are we looking forward to growing? Are you carrying a seed that you don't know whether it's a fruit or a vegetable, or if it's just a tree for shade? Or do you know the seed that you are holding? And to know the seed that you are holding is because we've been doing the work. And it's also okay to not know the seed that you've been holding, to admit that I haven't really been doing the work. But now we are going to a phase of having to plant these seeds when the next full moon comes. The next card, the Magician. The Magician. Turning nothing into something. The Magician also, for me, signifies faith. Signifies faith. And also it's perfect for the new moon, because this is how we are manifesting with the new moon. We are attracting new things into our lives after closing off certain chapters with the full moon, and now we are entering new chapters. We are entering the world of the unknown, because also we are going to be under Jupiter, who's all about dreaming big. But then same time, Neptune is telling us, hey, don't over fantasize. But then Saturn comes and says, wait, okay. So Jupiter is saying expand, dream big. And so comes Neptune saying, yes, let's dream big. Let's do it. But then same time, we need to use our intuition. We need to use our intuition. We need to be responsible. That's where Saturn comes in as well. So we are dreaming, but we are applying logic, and we are applying the lessons that we have learned to create the people that we want to be. And also the faith that comes with believing in love. The Magician. Believing in love, but then not boxing our emotions. Having so this Cancer woman that I described, now you are that Cancer woman who's living in this time now. You are not a woman of the 1950s. You are the woman of the is it the 22nd or the 21st? We are now in the 21st century. Yes, the 21st century. You need to now be that woman. Like, we need to, guys, we need to wake up and realize we are living in a time that things have changed. Old ideals have come to a death. If you are not looking around, as I keep saying in my videos, the world is changing. Look at the economical state of things, of the world. Look at the big bodies that used to control the world, what is happening to them now? They are collapsing. Look at the places that were forgotten and exploited, i.e. Africa. What is happening now? It's because things are changing. We cannot be believing and applying ourselves to love like our great grandmothers did. You cannot still be in 2025 and be the girl who only believes that who only believes that we the women don't make the first move sometimes. We the women should not speak how we feel. We women cannot show men that we want them to. We are in the age of Aquarius. We just stepped out of the age of Pisces, which is where control was with religion and stuff. But now we are in an age of transformation, as per the planet alignment telling us that we are now transforming. So let's be realistic in realizing what time we're existing in right now. So the nurturing aspects of building family structures, of falling in love, of being nurturing and all of that, we need to apply the lessons of our past lives and then practice them in the present life and the present time that we are living in. So be the magician. Believe in you also getting what you want. Nothing is stopping you from being who you want to be as well. Okay, now let's go to our numbers. Let's go to our numbers. Let's close it off with the numbers. Okay, we're taking except they're gonna be like an hour max. They're going to be an hour max. Let's see if I've left anything out. Neptune is more about soul renewal and spirituality, consciousness, and the world is changing, as I did just mention. Universal spiritual awakening, that is also happening. People are awakening. They're not just believing anything. Religion is dying, actually, to a certain extent. It's also maybe expanding and transforming. Who are your people? Yes, I did touch on that a few readings ago. Facing our limitations, bringing emotional clarity, deep transformation, intense birth and rebirth, responsibility, time, and routine. Yes, routine. That is what Saturn also touches on, the cycles, the things that you've been doing. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Okay, give us 3 cards, please. Okay, is that 2? 1 more, please. Everything positive, nothing negative. Well, there's nothing negative about my cards. I don't entertain negativity, if you know me. Financial wisdom, the Queen of Diamonds, the 9 of Spades, and also the 9 of Hearts. Okay, how beautiful. Okay, 9, as we know by now, represents completion, and we are in the universal year of the 9. 2025. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is 9. And we are in Cancer season, so that is a water element, and the heart is water element. So as I did say, that our emotional cycles, our emotional lessons, we are at a point where they are being questioned. I don't do this for fun, guys. I'm not joking. I'm not making any of this stuff up. You see how even the cards are aligning with from the Bible to the tarot to even today. You see, I'm using a different deck of cards. I used the other ones because of the visuals. You know, it gave the story better. But my favorite deck is this deck. This is my favorite deck. Okay. So the Nine of Hearts. The Nine of Hearts is deep emotion, and right now we are being harnessed by the universe to dive deep into our emotions. Evaluate your emotional state and how it has influenced your past actions. Nine of Spades. The spade is a fire element. Yeah, spade is more a fire element, and the spade represents internal work as per the planet alignment, touching on intuition being our Neptune, the Nine of Spades. It's the end of a difficult time. So the lessons that we have learned, the logic, the lessons that we have learned, and the actions that we have taken, the reactions that come from our actions, right? We need to apply those. The Queen of Diamonds. Yes, the card reads, symbolizes financial wisdom. Let's not talk money. As I said, we are not talking money. As I said, if everything else about us, mind, heart, are intact and in alignment with our true purpose and self, everything else will bring us rewards. So besides financial rewards, we are going to receive spiritual rewards. Because spade is earth element. So this is how it's going to end. As per our Capricorn full moon that is coming, is going to end here. And right now we are here in our Cancer new moon, which is water. And that's our reading for today. If you do want your own personal reading, do contact me using the details below. And also, if you are interested in learning a bit more about the moon and how you can use it to improve your life, to help you with your spiritual life journey, do contact me. The course is 100 rands a month. So in total, because it's a 3-month course, it's 300 rands. You can pay once off, or you can pay on a monthly basis, which is easier because times are a bit tough now for everybody. And the readings start from 250 rands. Please do contact if you are interested, and just know I only deal with making sure that you are holistically okay, mind, heart, spirit, and all. Aunty.MaGoGo out. Take care of yourselves. Mwah.